It really just grinds some of my friends' gears. The fact that I'd be like, oh yeah, I read this book. And they go look it up and they're like, Sharday, this is the third book in the series. I'm like, is it? What up, Search fam? Sharday here. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Sharday. I am out here curating and co-creating a cool ass life and telling you about my top 10 books of 2024. I know we are squarely in January, but I want to share my books from 2024 with y'all so that we could talk about what I had read. All right. So we're going to do that. Now, whether you are new, this is your first time to my little corner of the internet, or you keep coming back here, but you ain't subscribed yet. Why? Por qué no? Because you keep coming back. So you might as well join my internet family. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, keep coming back to see me, talk to me, all the good things that life has for us. All right, now y'all see me looking down. I'm trying to get my life together per usual. Okay, no, we needed that. Yes, so you see me looking down. I'm looking down at the laptop. Normally it's the iPad, but my Apple Notes didn't want to do its job and set up the things like it needs to. Now, so as I told y'all in my 2025 goals and like sort of did a reading wrap up of 2024 very gently, I've read 195 books. Like I said, I was going to get a couple more in because of the end of the year. We had a couple of more days, and I did. I got a couple more things in, you know what I'm saying? And but on my story graph, I read 188 books because, like I told y'all, I am a writer, so I had to write my own things, which Storygraph don't know about them projects yet. Eventually, I too will be on Storygraph as an author, but we're not there yet. But per Storygraph, I read 52,683 pages. That's a lot of pages. And that's a lot of books because, you know, I done told y'all already, I go through books like people go through other things. So I wanted to share with you all in no particular order because I would not be able to like rate these, but I'm going to give you my top 10 books for the year, and I'm going to put the covers on the screen, probably like right here, and I hope you read one of them. I really hope you do. I'm not going to linger too long on the premise of the books. I will link them down below in the downstairs area so that you can read them or watch one of my other videos where I talked about most of these books and the premise, the plots and things. So go on and just binge the videos. Please. You know you want to. All right. So first we have the Monsters We Defy by Penelope Douglas. Oh, this was one of my last reads of the year, and it stuck with me. I enjoyed it so much. It was just the world building was fantastic. The writing was good. The characters were compelling. All of those things. Next we have Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. Child, Lachlan Kane. That's all I got to say to you. But I also really enjoyed Lark and Lachlan's relationship because Lark was running Lachlan's nerves. And as you should, girl, be a gremlin. And so I love them. I love their banter. Brynne Weaver really brings together these really cool stories. But like I said, child, these are not for the faint of heart. Like if you knew you a new romance girly, I would not read these because they're dark and very spicy. Have you questioning lots of things. But also the way Lachlan talks to Lark. Give that man all the things, and give the voice narrator for Lachlan all the things, because my God, today. Next book on my list is Act Your Age, Eve Brown. I've talked about this in 2, maybe 3 videos. There were 2 books on my list that when I finished them, I wished immediately I could read them again for the first time. This is one of them. And like I've said, I understand the hype. I understand why people love Eve. And I read it twice this year. So I read it the first time and just fell in love with it. Then I read it a second time because this was my book pick for my my book groups. Traveling partner reads. So I can't wait to get it back and read it again in this year with the commentary from all my friends. So that I'm so looking forward to that. The Sovereignty of Quiet by Kevin Quashie. I told y'all, again, you gotta go back and binge watch the videos. I told y'all for my November reading wrap up, I think, and also for videos that I'm using, that I used for my morning ritual routine. It was such a beautiful book and so thought-provoking. And I was in awe reading it and just like, wow, I still sit with, like, it gave me chills. It was so good. The Scent of Us by Eliana Lee. Now, this is a 2-part book. So I would say parts 1 and 2, but we just gonna put part 1 for the list's sake. And I got this on a recommendation from Faye Crate because they, put out their special editions, and I was like, ooh, special edition, cute, And so I was like, oh, this sounds really good. But I was like, we're not just gonna buy the special edition, it's all vibes and not read it. So I read the series, and the series is 3 books, and I enjoyed it so much. It's Reverse Harem. Reverse Harem is my favorite song. And, but also the drama in it, the sort of like trauma of it, the resolution of the trauma, the guys and how they treat Juno, the female main character, were just so good, so compelling. It was just such a good time. It was a great time. I can't wait to get my special edition copies, and I'm going to read them again in hard copy because I read these on Kindle Unlimited. The second book that I wished I could have immediately read again was The Secret Service of Tea and Treason by India Holton. India Holton is fantastic at writing funny, compelling prose. The fact that the 2 main characters were very neurodivergent coded, and watching them navigate being professionals and doing their job, but also having like this undeniable connection and attraction to each other. And then the hijinks. There were just so many parts of it that were absolutely absurd, but it was just so well written, and I just loved it. I have on my list to read next. I don't know when I'm gonna read it. The Ornithologist's Guide to Romance, I think is the title. And I'm looking forward to reading more of India Holton. The Secret Service of Tea and Treason is the 3rd book in this series. So if you're not a chaotic gremlin like I am and don't care about reading books in the middle of the series, then pick it up. If not, start with the first one. It really just grinds some of my friends' gears. The fact that I'd be like, oh yeah, I read this book. And they go look it up and they're like, Sharday, this is the 3rd book in the series. I'm like, is it? Oh shoot, that's crazy. Or I figure out that it's a part of a series, especially if I get it off of a TikTok recommendation or something for like, I don't know, a third of the way through. I'm like, this seems like it's part of a series. Please don't be like me. Like if that bothers you, do what you gotta do. The Naked Chef by Twyla Turner. This is another one, y'all, that it was like book 3 or 4 in the series, and I got it from Stuff Your Kindle Day a couple of years ago, so it's been in my KU for a while, and I finally read it. And to me, I think you could read it without it spoiling too much of any other book, but here we are. I am who I am, so we gonna reserve we listen and we don't judge. right? And we family. So you gonna listen and not judge me. Thank you. But it was so good. It is about this chef. I think his name was Dante. He's Italian. So it's either Dominic or Dante. I don't remember. And I don't remember the female main character's name either. But she is just like so vivacious and like assertive and things like that. And she also has been through trauma. Like her husband was like deeply conservative, religious person, didn't want to have like stop having sex with her. Come find out he's a predator, a pedophile, if you will. And she turns his ass in. And so she hasn't, like, she's kept things really casual with people from that, but like is very sexually like assertive with herself. She says what she wants, she gets what she wants, but she's been in a little dry spell, right? And so she goes to this cooking class with her friends for this famous chef, and he was also a sex worker. He had a cam channel like similar to OnlyFans, and he's fine, child, but he's also a dad. And so she's trying to, through the course of these like 6 cooking classes that they're taking, her and the friends are taking, she's trying to get his attention. He's like, I'm not doing this because he's very careful, because he's a sex worker and people just want to get his goodie parts, his no square, because he has channel, child, and they liked it. And so they end up actually getting together, kind of sort of dating. He turns her every way but loose. He folds her like a fresh pretzel, baby. And I was here for it. It was very good. Yeah. It was very good. I also, in my goal to read more diversely, I read on audiobook, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axia O. And it had dragons, it had fantasy, it was gorgeously written. It was another one that I think I was like just in awe. Like I finished it and I was like, immediately, I need another Asian fantasy book. And that's how I ended up with the Emperor in the Endless Palace. And that had me in a chokehold too. I also read My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Ascher, is the first book in the Hellbent series. I love the Hellbent series. I actually started the Hellbent series with book 3. I am who I am, y'all. But the first one, Ash, I feel like I talked about this one. No, maybe not. I talked about it to my friends. But like, so Ash is a demon. He and his brothers, they're not really brothers. They just like, they're close. They escape hell. Ash has a curse on him where nobody can see him, which totally, he's depressed because he was beautiful. And so nobody notices him. And then the female main character, Evie, she does. And she like sees him. And he's like, you can see me. And so they fall in love with each other. And he falls in love with music and jazz. And because she's like a jazz violinist. And there are twists, there's turns, child, there's intrigue. Pick it up. That's all I gotta say to you. It is spicy. So also mind the trigger warnings. And then my last book is The Thieves' Gambit by Keyvion Lewis, which I talked about in my reading wrap up of books I'm looking forward to reading that I own. For the sequel. But Thieves' Gambit was so good. It's YA. Female main character is, I want to say Jamaican or Bahamian American. So she is Caribbean, or not American, but she's Caribbean. And she's trying to save her mama and her aunt. So she has to enter Thieves' Gambit so she can get a wish, so that she can get her family members back because they have been stolen. And she ends up in this heist with these other like talented teenage thieves, including her nemesis child. And it is good. It is good. And the plot twist, I almost threw my book. Because of the plot twist. So yes, pick it up. I hope that you read any of these books. They were just so good. I had a really good year as far as books that I enjoyed reading. I didn't not finish too many, and some of I just didn't finish because it wasn't the right time for me mood-wise to read. Anyway, as always, friends, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.